What to do when you are overwhelmed by tiredness, emotions, and the such? I made a previous video yesterday about this topic, but for whatever reasons I couldn't finish it, and well, I decided not to make a very lengthy one. And I started the idea of what to do before you go to bed. Not sure if I mentioned it, but before one goes to bed and go to sleep, a good shower before would be actually perfect. Now, typically people would prefer a warm shower, and while it can make you sleepy, there are other people who prefer taking a chilly shower instead. It will make you more alert, and it might actually take you more time to sleep, but some people have reported that they sleep much better. So maybe one has to actually try these. I said that I think I also mentioned what to do when you come home, and I think I derailed from the topic. When one comes from home after having dealt with people and their misery and whatever, a shower is the best thing to do, and preferably somewhat of a lengthy shower where you just let water pour over your head and over your body, but preferably over your head. It's like a little ritual, right? It has a very great importance for the body that the water falls on your head. In a way, it's exactly like those people or characters, let's say you've seen in movies or I think most likely in cartoons, probably anime, where those people meditate under a waterfall. It has a certain calming influence on your body, and it also has a washing influence on your body, but not necessarily washing your skin. It can wash also your auric field of, well, a lot of the filth and misery from other people, you know, uh, emotions and whatever they constantly spread when they were talking to you or around you. So when one gets home, a good shower is always, let's say, or should be the first thing that you do when you get home. Yes, obviously, in some cases, especially in large families, it's not going to be easy, but well, you should seek because you're going to bring home all sorts of energies that don't suit you. So you may be surrounded by the best people, the smiliest people, the most positive people, but a shower is still needed in the end because even if they're positive and the such, their energy is not meant for you. Everyone has their own unique energy, so other people's energies are not necessarily gonna help you much. Sure, it's much better to be surrounded by good vibe people, yes, but the own energy that you have that you take from others is not necessarily just their shiny energy, because you have to understand you've got a karmic field that spreads over lifetimes, and your karmic field obviously has everything that you've been doing in those, and especially in your own life. And not everything in one's life is shiny, even if they smile or laugh a lot. And in the end, the people who laugh a lot or laugh significantly more than the others, they're not necessarily the happiest people in the end, right? When people feel tired, I always tell them, how about you try to find out the sources of your tiredness instead of just, trying to sleep more necessarily. Sleep is also good, but people simply don't know necessarily when or how because unfortunately no one is teaching you anything specifically. You go into the globalist like school and you're just going to be programmed to believe all sorts of shit, and well, it's not going to help you much in surviving, or it's not going to help much anyways. Like, even your job most likely won't make use of, let's say, 60-70% of what you learn in school. Sure, it's good to know a bit about your literature, about your history, unless it is mystified or lied, because the winners write the history. But, well, the point is, in the end, one has to learn those things which serve them the most. One has to learn to not give in emotionally to everything, because one big problem people have nowadays is they constantly react to everything. And reaction is a powerful way of losing your energy, because every time something happens, you just give your power away, because when you react mentally and or emotionally to everything around you, you're just going to be miserable all the time, because you're literally spewing your energy everywhere instead of keeping it for yourself, right? If one learns to detach slowly and surely from the mind and look at everything the mind creates as, let's say, recycled ideas, that emotions, ideas, opinions that you've taken from others, well, one will become calmer in the end, because if everything is just a piece of worthless meaning that you give all the importance to, well, the point is, the mind is not gonna be that much of an importance in the end. It's not gonna be necessarily that you're not gonna make use of the mind, but people have to understand, make use of the mind when it is truly needed. Yes, it can be very entertaining to constantly think and overthink about other things, but don't forget, neuron cells in your body, it's at least 20% of the energy that your body intakes, right? As much or as little as you eat, the nervous system will eat around 20% at least, actually, of the energy intake. And it's a very small part of your body if you think about it, right? Compared to other more, other bigger systems of your body. But, it is still the most voracious part of your body, so one has to understand this. Masturbation is also another way through which people lose a lot of their energy. And whether you're a man or a woman, it's both for each. It's the same for each, because you lose a lot of energy. And obviously, it is in the end more damaging for men, because losing your semen means losing a huge amount of your inner energy, right? It is energy that supports your third eye, so it allows you to dream or to do certain repairs in the body. It is energy that supports your hormones. It is energy that supports your entire life. And a lot of people know that after they do it and after they release, they feel extremely tired, right? Also, when you lose that energy, you're also going to invite some of the energy into your body as a replacement, and that energy obviously is going to be very miserable, because even in your house, when you live with your family and the such, the situation in there energetically is never going to be too happy clappy, right? Because most families have a certain love-hate relationship in the end, right? Especially since nobody is teaching you how to bypass your karma, how to understand it, how to deal with it, instead of just ending up in the wrong relationships and, well, even having a child. Because women probably will do this, that they want to land you, they want to have a child with you, and then they unleash their misery upon you. And, well, you're going to end up very scathed from such encounters. That is, if you have the karmic strength to simply leave. A lot of people just remain in such abusive relationships, unfortunately. And, well, another thing is rest. See, a lot of people don't take enough rest, unfortunately, because they waste a lot of time with distractions, and then the responsibilities that they have to do, there's little time left for those, and they end up overwhelmed. A lot of people end up multitasking, which I also said in the previous video. When you multitask, it's a big problem, because you're doing more things at the same time. Even if you may handle them, it's going to consume way more energy than if you would do them separately. And at the same time, you're probably not going to have the same good results if you do them at the same time. But you just win a bit of time. Unfortunately, you don't know how to make use of that time, so you're going to distract yourself even more. Spending so much time with your eyes in the screen also is extremely tiring for the brain, because all these mobile phones and the television, the computer screen, that number of frames can be damaging to your brain, especially when you're young. Because up till a certain age, there's way too many frames for the young brain to process, and some slow and sure damage is going to appear. One of the results of this would be what people call ADHD, because they end up so overloaded with information that in the end they simply can't think anymore, because the only way your brain is going to clear itself of that excess of information that you get from TikToks and Reels is by sleep. And a lot of people don't understand, when you get spare days, just try to rest in those if you don't have anything important to do, because you're going to distract yourself, and then when busy days come, you didn't have any rest and you're going to get even more tired, right? So hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You're appreciated. Take care, enjoy life, and this being said, Ferenc Bolt signing out.